Hey everyone, welcome once again to Coaching with 80. Well, friends, today once again I'm here to talk to you something very important and very relevant. If you are a business owner, if you are a business leader and working in an organization, I'm sure this is going to be a very testing time for you as well as for your company and as well as for your employees, because as you all know that we are undergoing a lot of uncertainty, unpredictability, and it is happening even faster than we think, and it is changing every day. Well, I was equally thinking about the same, and almost a month back, life was fine, everything was good. My business was also shaping up well as I was planning. I was solving my problems with respect to my clients, with respect to business development, and many more things that were going on. But all of a sudden, close to a month back, things started changing when COVID-19 hit India. Not only that it hit as Indians, as a country, but it also hit a lot with respect to all the businesses, all the economy, and obviously our own lives. And at my own end, instead of only just focusing about my business and my people, the first focus moved to my own survival, my survival of my family, and of course my team, my employees, and the core is my business. And now it's almost 3 to 4 weeks that we are locked down, and a lot of things are happening around us, and still the uncertainty prevails because a lot of things are happening at such a rapid pace that we are just trying to adjust with that change. Our businesses are looking insecure. There are millions of lives, millions of jobs are going to be lost. Millions of lives are at stake. Well, this thought made me to think that can I can I share some thoughts about how business can become more stronger if we take the right steps? What are those steps? And the reason for this is that I also got a lot of calls from my counterparts, my business owners like me, and some of the business leaders that I interacted with them. I also learned their concerns. And after speaking to many of them, and also obviously after going through various articles, I have been able to create a content, a material where I feel that it is definitely going to be useful, it is going to be relevant. So let me share some of those key learnings and thoughts with you. And I hope you also might be getting benefited because at this point of time, you equally must be going through a similar phase. So as we know that this COVID-19 is not just hitting the world, but it is also hitting India, and we are likely to see the second lockdown happening around us. So the big question is that how to thrive in this uncertain and unpredictable time. What should we do? How do we secure our business? How do we ensure that we are on the right track? We are not losing people, we are not losing business, but at the same time, we are securing our hard earned money and also securing our future business that is likely to happen. So let's take a plunge and understand that what exactly is the question. Now, as I said that we are on the third week of this lockdown and social distancing, and as most of us are expecting that it is going to take place for another 2 weeks minimum to start with. However, we do not know whether this will continue even further. And that brings the biggest question that how long will it continue? This is in the mind of all of us. And the second question is, how will I survive? Because all of us have got some contingency fund to run our own. And if this lockdown continue, and it is important also because our lives are at stake, then the biggest question comes, how will I survive? I'm sure many of you will have this question on the top of your mind. So today, I'm going to share some of these strategies, some of the core principles, some of the core forces that if you are able to work upon, it will definitely give you an assurance, if not 100% result immediately, but it can give you that kind of an assurance in the present moment that you can take control of lot many things. And as we know that our current situation is unpredictable, dramatic, and it's happening faster and faster than we think. Every day we get a report that how many lives have been lost and how many new patients have been detected. We are also seeing a rapid change with respect to the government is announcing hotspots and locking down, double locking of those hotspots so that the infection rates do not move out of a particular spot. And we do not know what is going to come next. And that is actually creating a lot of uncertainty in our minds. So, friends, if you're a business owner, as I said, if you are a business leader, if you had your plan in the beginning of the year that this year you are going to do this, I'm sure right now everything is juggled up. Every big business owner or a business leader, whether you're a big from a big multinational company or you're a local Indian company or you're a startup or you're a small business owner, the problem is with all of us. And let me share some of the important strategies. There are some 5 strong pillars. If you can create these pillars strong, you can make your business strong as well. Now, let us understand that what are these? Number one is vision direction. Vision direction is nothing but this is the time when you need to think about long-term strategy, that where from where it is going to change, how things are going to change, how you are going to now be more proactive in shaping the business as per the changing environment which is happening. Maybe that your current business might become irrelevant, or it may go to such an extent down that it may not come back with the same speed as you were thriving. For example, the tourism or the transport business or the airline business, they are going to get hit very badly. Number two, that is adjusting your financial plan. Now it's time to rework your financial planning. Probably all the overhead expenses that you were doing are going to get challenged. So how are you going to secure money? How are you going to invest your money at the right place? This is the second pillar that I'm going to speak. The third thing is you protect your talent. I'm sure each one of you will have to understand that it's not just that your talent will be lost, but because that you might not be able to pay, as I'm saying that everything is stopped, everything is paused, the money flow is not happening, you might be in a position to lose your talent because you are not in a position to pay them. This is very important, and not only from losing out, but also if they are exposed to disease. Pillar number 4, cash is the king. As I had said in my previous talk also, that you need to build a cash flow in your system so that you can take control of the deteriorated or a broken supply chain that is happening the world over. And last but not the least, that is to most important is that to stay focused, stay positive, and stay at home. So let me take you through each of the pillar and we'll share some of the key strategies that might be relevant to you at this point of time in your business. So the number one is vision direction. Now, what is all vision about? Vision is all about that. What do you want to see and achieve in a period of time from now as you are at this moment? So as I said, this is the time to sit back and think about your long-term strategy, that what are the things that are not going to take place in future in these changing times. What are the things that are likely to change, and you need to bring those changes. This is the time now to plan for them, because once this COVID-19 period will go over, you need to become super active, and then you may not have time because your competition is planning all these things as at this point of time. So think from the competitor point of view what they would be doing right now. So what you need to do is you need to tweak your long-term strategy at this point of time. And how would you do that? You need to think about competition. You need to think about that what they would be doing at this point of time, because they are also undergoing the same situation, same scenarios. So are you. But the difference is that if you are good in crisis management, if you're fundamentally your values and your principles are there in a very strong foundation, you can start tweaking your strategy, keeping in mind the options that you have for the future. And to do that, you need to have a very clear understanding of building scenarios. You need to build scenarios with respect to short term, medium term, and long term. Let me tell you, many companies at this point of time trying to build scenario. If this COVID-19 get over, let's say in June, what would be the next scenario? What would be the financial hit? How they are going to have more number of people, less number of people, and so on and so forth. So you need to work out on your small, medium, and long-term strategy in terms of scenarios in the changing times that we have. So that is where your vision will shape up and you will have a new vision with a new end in mind. Second point, which is again very important, is adjusting your financial plan. You might have had, like I mentioned about myself, that I had my own plans to increase my team, initiate some customer engagement plans. So you need to reconsider where your current ongoing projects. Maybe those projects are going to pull a lot of money and pull a lot of time, but they may not be fruitful because, as we know, the times have changed or it is changing so fast. So reconsider your ongoing projects and how much amount of time and money they are going to take. So you need to now focus on what is your short term immediately and work on thinking about the new scenarios while you are making your long term plans. Number two is cut your marketing cost. It is very important, and you will see that there are many companies are going to cut their marketing costs at this point of time because there is no money left. The money has already gone because everything has stopped. Nobody is moving. There is no chain of work which is happening. So a lot of marketing costs will have to be reduced at this point of time because you need to become more transparent, real, and accurate to your customer, to the people that you are answerable to, because if you are able to do that, they are not surprised due to certain other changes. And of course it also brings trust between you, your clients, and your own employees at this point of time. So you need to look at these things when it comes to adjusting your financial planning. Number three, again very important, protect your talent. As I have mentioned very clearly, this is the time that you need to communicate and give them very good guidance. You need to continuously communicate with them for reason number one, that your communication with them keep them motivated, it keeps them connected with you, because they are also going through a very tough time. It's the disease which is on their head. And secondly, providing them their salaries, their other expenses that are mandatory, it's the need of the hour. And that is where you need to give them a lot of guidance, because again, once you do that, they are more hooked with you. And then focus on their safety, because you need to go through a lot of data. Post COVID period, let's say they join, the fear would continue to be there in the place, in the market, because you never know what was their travel history, from which background they are coming. So you need to create more safety measures for those employees who have come with a lot of safety measure and they are coming towards work. So it's very important that because there is another likelihood that you might not be able to pay salaries and you might lose some of the people, but then you need to retain some of your core members of your team who are giving you support at this point of time. So they are your talent pool and you cannot miss your talent pool. So it's very important to protect your talent. And as I said, focus on the reliable data and then make a decision on whom to retain and whom not to retain. This is the time to filter your talent versus the other stuff. The next is cash is the king. I'm sure we all know that the current crisis has given us one thing, that the cash flow has to be controlled, because you need cash in everything. If this period continues little more further and there are more infection rates grows, what will happen is the person who goes and drop money in the ATM would not be going. And I'm sure by now your local Kiryana stores or your local general stores would be asking you only cash, because they are saying that the supply chain has already broken. The person who used to bring the stocks from the warehouse, because the factories are closed, when the factories are closed, the warehouses are closed, so is the transport closed. So the things are not coming as smooth as they were coming before. So there is a chance that one is you need cash in these testing time, and number two, you need to also understand that there is a break in the supply chain. So the cost of the items might go high, and people need your merchants need hard cash. So you need to tighten certain cost, certain extra expenses out of your routine expenses, and keep cash for this hour. Keep your money for this rainy day. That's the point I'm saying. The next point is stay focused, positive, and at home. And friends, that's where my core part of my business coaching, my life coaching part comes, that how much focused you are when the times are so testing, when they are really testing you in and out, you are feeling frustrated. I think I've spoken to many number of people, and a lot of time people have said, it's enough. I want to go out. I can't stay at home. I can't be in the same monotonous life. But we all know that we have to, because one, because of the government regulation, and two is it's for our own safety and the safety of others that are around us. So this is more demanding a time that we need to stay focused, that we need to stay positive, and we need to stay home. So there are certain practices that I can share with you. And I also conduct a lot of session on helping you to remain in center, helping you to remain balanced in these testing time, to help you to move out of stress. A couple of suggestions are, I'm sure you would be doing it, but then when you do it under the expert guidance of a coach, you see the effects are 10x time. The effects goes 10 times, because people who have undergone those programs through me, they have experienced it and they have felt it, and they have come back to me that it has really helped them a lot. So number one, that what you can do is pray or meditate. Number two is be present. I say be present means be at the moment what you're doing, not going in the past or going in the future. This is the most difficult thing, and that is where this activity as a coach, that I when I do with people, it helps them a lot. Number three is, this is also a time to build new skills. I'm sure there are various companies, there are various people who are investing their money on themselves to develop their skills. And the reason number one is, this is also a good time to network with people. You have to develop your CVs, you have to develop your LinkedIn profiles, so that people can know that you are active right now and you have utilized this time as a time on your investment, on your development. Number four is be creative. This is the time to think beyond the normal. Try to think that how you can provide good solutions to the company, whether through preparing some product knowledge, or you are thinking about something newer ways and simpler ways of becoming more effective. Then this is also a time to pay back, because whatever you have learned, whatever you have earned, I would recommend that donate 10%, at least one time food to somebody who is right now needy on the road. It may be a policeman, it may be a person on a daily wager who is looking for some support or some help. Give him something, whether in terms of money or in terms of food, water, or something that can be of some help to him. And once you do this, you will feel a lot of sense of pride and satisfaction within you, and which is very, very important at this point of time when you need to do this. So these are some of the very important 6 pillars that you need to do. And if you're able to work on it, it will be really, really useful for not only you, your organization, for your own people, but also very important for your business. So let's have a quick checklist, and basis this checklist, we need to look at it and let's review whatever we have learned so far. Number one is set very clear strategic priorities based on your business values, and revisit your existing strategy and create the new strategy by mitigating the risk that is likely to happen. Number two, review ongoing projects impacted and prepare for new market, because post COVID, there is a lot of disruption which is going to happen, which is already happening. And there is a new market getting ready for all of us. So we need to adjust our plans accordingly. Challenge the existing business continuity plan and establish an appropriate crisis management plan. Friends, let me tell you, the scenario that you are seeing today is not going to remain the same. That means that this crisis, this COVID-19, as people are and scientists and various predictors are saying, it might come again. So if it might come again, you need to plan right now, keeping that in mind, the end result, because you never know when you may say see this. Probably you may see that for the coming few years, this is the new life, this is the new change which is going to remain for some period of time. It may be 2 years, 3 years, or even 5 years before we go back to our normal life that we have already left. Identify and quantify the cost reduction measures as a result of economic slowdown. You need to cut down your cost drastically, because you cannot have the luxuries, because in the coming days you will see the government is also going to increase the tax, because it is only from us they will be able to earn money and again invest back into on our people. And last but not the least, develop clear, consistent, and effective communications with internal and external stakeholders. This is so very important at this point of time, that you need to be with your people so that they come back to you and you don't lose your talent at this point of time. Well, these are some of my thoughts that I have incurred after speaking to a lot of business leaders, a lot of reading of a lot of articles, and after all that research, I'm able to come to these 5 pillars. So I want you to now think about it, apply it, And if you need any suggestions, feel free to write to me. Take some of my coaching programs that has helped a lot of people now for the past 3 years, and it is working for them. So I look forward you to be a part of this program, and not only from the life coaching perspective, but also on the business perspective. If you need any strategic guidance, any marketing guidance, feel free to reach me. And stay connected to Coaching with 80. My channel name is Coaching with 80 on YouTube. Stay there. I will be coming back again with some more insights for your betterment, for your development. Thanks for watching me. Stay with me.